Hello everyone, it is I, the Fable of Fables. I just want to give a quick shout out to Strawberry Mouse Zero or O for recommending this video or even just mentioning it. Also, I love the thought of a strawberry mouse. So if you see a strawberry mouse at the carnival, you know why. I'm gonna draw. I literally wrote that in my notes to draw a strawberry mouse girl because I think that's adorable. You blame them. Don't blame them. Love them forever, please and thank you. Let's go.
Welcome back
Slockgates is
everyone,
fun.
Softcakes here for some more Gundam lore. And today we're going to be talking about one of the Gundam's goofiest weapons, the Gundam Hammer. But why stop there? Let's also look at the other ball and chain weapons that Bandai and Sunrise have come up with. So let's hop right in. Starting at the beginning, the RX-78-2 has a simple kit of weapons. We have Head Vulcans, Beam Saber, Beam Rifle, and Hyper Bazooka. But in the original run, to spice the battles up a little bit, they threw him a few more toys. Simple things like the Beam Javelin, and some more complicated things like the G-Putts. But early in the show, he was given the Gundam Hammer, which isn't a hammer, but a flail. A spike ball and chain, with a neat little anchor handle. It's a pretty simple and barbaric tool, with no bells or whistles. It's pretty damn straightforward. The Gundam can swing this and use its size and weight to deliver blunt trauma to whatever it hits. And we don't have info on details, we have rough ideas. The size of the ball is roughly as big as a Zakutu's chest. Its length of chain...
I like weird weapons. I do. I like these kind of weapons. I wish we had more of them.
From a distance and swing it around its
Impractical,
head.
sure, but they're fun.
It's strong enough that it smashed through a Zaku bazooka shot and came out unscathed. So it's pretty damn sturdy. It was shown to be able to destroy a Zaku too with a single swing, and we don't get much more info here due to, well, Amuro in desperation threw the whole thing at Char, and they're in space, so that thing's a goner. Now, this weapon's clearly more cool than practical. The concept is not worth it, and we can see this in real life. We have weapons that have the same vibe, like a medieval flare that shares a similar components, but are vastly different. We do have the Manriki chain, which is 2 weights on a chain, but it's not a giant spike ball and handle, and it's also used completely differently. There's something similar, and it's more close, called the Meteor Hammer. It's an ancient Chinese tool that's similar, but it's been shown to have 2 large balls at the end instead, with some weighing up to 6 pounds. However, again, this is not a handle, chain, and ball. And on the Meteor Hammer, there's little evidence that shows this weapon was used for historical combat. With good reason, it's extremely difficult to use, and while it does have its benefits, it's just much easier and you get more utility from learning a traditional weapon. But that didn't stop Gundam, or in fact many other series. It's both understandable and surprising how many other series use the spike ball and chain or something similar. Examples are Bulkhead from Transformers, we have Lang from King of Fighters, and it appears in Power Rangers Dino Fury.
That one I did not know.
Got one. And hell, if you stretch the definition, the Belmont's got one as a family heirloom. But to no surprise, the reason it appears in so many things is simple. It's a cool weapon.
Yeah.
We're not here for the history lesson, let's get back to Gundam. So the reason the RX-78 can utilize this weapon so effectively is simple. It's because he's the main character.
It's because he's the main character,
He has the time to rev up a swing, but realistically, any other mobile suit or if the enemy can deal with lunar titanium, the flaws start showing. Besides very few examples, beam sabers or even the beam javelin are just much better choices. So with that, the Gundam Hammer would fall into obscurity, is what you would think. For some unknown reason, out of all the weapons of the Gundam, the hammer gets an upgrade. Becoming the Hyper Hammer, this is similar to the prior but with more shiny doodads. First is the spikes are now spikier. And next, and more notable, is the added thrusters to the spike ball. This is a simple but creative addition. And I do wonder how this came to be. Someone at Fedi R&D must have really liked the Gundam Hammer to get this approved, funded, and developed. Like, I really want to know how that conversation went. The added thrusters allows for extra momentum and power, giving your swing some more oomph and allowing for the speed and power of the hammer to not drop off or slow down. It's a nice upgrade, but with the thrusters up front, this allows for quicker retrieval, which increases the swings per minute, and while obviously stronger than the Gundam hammer, the GOG famously tanked a direct hit from it, got up, then caught the next swing. Then after, the GOG proceeded to fight with the Gundam as normal, so it must not done too much damage, but not being effective against things armored like the GOG isn't too bad of a flaw. Plus, even if the mobile suit comes out fine or slightly damaged, the concussive blow from the impact can do a number of things to the pilot in the cockpits,
Oh, damn.
like turn them into not so tasty strawberry jam. Also, while not shown, if a mobile suit has a shield and got struck, I do think the shield and arm would be done for. Plus, it would probably knock the mobile suit down, which you could then finish off with either head Vulcans or his other weapons. Anyways, overall a great upgrade, but it still has the same problems as the prior. It's still, at the end of the day, a spike ball and chain. Plus, sadly, the Hyper Hammer was only used briefly, so we couldn't see its full
That's
potential.
so sad.
Since I do believe that the thrusters could have been useful in space for some weird shenanigans.
Right?
But you do remember this, cause it comes up later. And now, that's that. There's no later upgrade, and the two would be cut in the trilogy movies. However,
what?
while the Hyper Hammer would be written off, the Gundam Hammer does make limited production. We see one in 08 team, where there's a Gundam ground type that's holding one. He does get obliterated soon after, so we don't really get to see in action, but
That's
that
so
means that
sad.
there may or may not be more Gundam Hammers out there.
Why couldn't that have been Char? Why couldn't Char have been obliterated? No one likes Char. Char doesn't even like
Now,
Char.
Xeon, for some odd reason, because they love wasting resources, would take a crack at it with the MS-13 Gashia, which has the hammer gun,
Gashia?
a launcher that shoots out a
Interesting.
Gundam hammer. I covered this guy before, so go check that out if you want more details, but for the skinny, it shoots out a spike ball that's connected via chain. It's easy to use since it's a gun, but similar problems. You gotta reload the thing and you gotta carry this huge thing around. There's a reason he's the only one with it. So while the Gundam Hammer and Hyper Hammer are goofy weapons, they added some extra pizzazz to the Gundam's kit and became a fan favorite. They would constantly appear in video games and even be in quite a few model kits and figures. Now this isn't the end, because Sunrise and Bandai love throwing this thing in other universes, so let's cover them. Going to the future century towards G Gundam, we're looking at Neo Russia and the Bolt Gundam,
Neo
piloted by
Russia.
Argo Gulski.
Oh my god, G Gundam, let's go!
He brings brute strength to the Shuffle Alliance, and for his weapons, his main, and well, only weapon besides his head Vulcans, is his Graviton Hammer. When not in use, it rests on his left shoulder, which gives him one hell of a varsity tackle, but when needed, it shoots out, and on each forearm, he has the handle that connects a beam chain, and bam, he basically has a Gundam Hammer,
God, I
without
love
the
him.
spikes. Key difference is, due to the beam, if the situation rises, it can't or would be harder to cut. Also, you'd think because of the beam, he could just turn it off, but there are situations that would have been handy to do that, but he doesn't do it, so maybe he can't? But if he can, that means it could be swung then thrown and deactivated, making a horrifyingly large, fast projectile. Now, while it is missing the spikes, don't think of it any less. Like I said, the bolt brings raw strength to the team, meaning every swing's gonna do serious damage. Also, he's built to last. This guy took punches straight to the face from Domo and the Shining Gundam and shrugged it off like it was nothing.
It's
So he's gonna be able to
true.
charge up those swings and take more punishment than you can.
Ooh,
It's a
damn, he's
simple
cracking his
redesign.
neck. Oh, damn, he was cracking his neck. That's so cool.
And out of everyone, this concept fits right at home. It just feels natural in the G Gundam universe. But there's still plenty more to cover. Moving to the correct century to my favorite Gundam show, Turn A Gundam.
Oh,
The
dear.
original. We have the Turn A, piloted by Lauren, and their Gundam Hammer, which is also referred to as the Hyper Hammer. Visually, it looks like the Gundam Hammer, with the not so spiky bits and the anchor handle, but it also has the thrusters of that of the Hyper Hammer. Also, oddly, they mention an I-field input for the hammer in episode 6, but they don't go much more into detail with it, so it's a strange note. While sharing a lot with Amuro's, the key to Lawrence is how he uses the hammer. Due to his pacifist beliefs, Lawrence focused on restraining and subduing his enemy, either by striking key points that would disable the enemy mobile suit, or using the chain to wrap and restrain the enemy. But that's not all. Lauren used the thrusters to give the hammer a spin. This allowed her to destroy the hands of an enemy mobile suits. Also, Lauren has spun the hammer around, making a bootleg shield that actually protected them from physical projectiles.
That's kind of cool, actually. No, seriously, it's a cool way of doing it. Let me see that again.
Making a bootleg shield that actually
okay, seriously, that is a unique way of doing that. I really appreciate the fact that they did something like that.
All this is rather impressive,
right?
and just shows how skilled Lauren is with this weapon. And it doesn't end here. Lauren decided to be extra one day and dual wield them. Which, again, impressive, but highly unpractical. But he gets it to work, so good on him. As a side note, Sochi in the Kapool has used the hammer with little effect. Due to the Kapool being the Kapool.
The Kapool. I think my friend Redcroy actually showed me this. It's silly looking.
The hammer too well. It's got really weird looking arms. But also to add, Sochi has no training with it, but she does try, we can say that. And she does land a hit, so good for her. It's also really cute seeing the Kapool with this thing.
Yeah, so the Kapool's adorable.
Century, we have Gundam Seed, the Cosmic Era, with the Raider Gundam
pilot. I'm so sorry. I think I've been told so many times that Gundam Seed is probably one of the worst ones, and I think it's Gundam Seed, and then there's freaking forgot his name.
The Raider is a full package as is. We got the big cannon on his right, energy cannon on his mouth, plasma cannon, Vulcans throughout, plus he can transform into a flyer. Cool. But we're not here for that.
Kira Jesus Yamato, I think. Question mark?
We're here to look at a spherical beaker called Moonir. Similar resemblance to the Hyper Hammer with a few things. First is its power. Either be the force behind it, the thrusters, or the density, this thing hurts. This was shown to damage mobile suits with phase shift armor, which phase shift armor, in layman's terms, in a really, really broad sense, is a system that utilizes electricity, somehow, to protect the mobile suit from physical damage.
What? That does what? What?
More durable. It also gives them their color. Now, there's a lot more info to this, but hopefully you get the gist.
I kind of don't, actually.
Even with this, the hammer did significant damage, and compared to UC for example, the guard was able to shrug off a hit then catch the next one. But that's not the only thing. Next is the cable, because it's an anti-beam coated macromolecular cable, meaning this thing can't be easily cut with a beam saber. But also, the Raider has spun the hammer in front of him fast, creating a bootleg shield that can block both beam and physical projectiles. Now do note that this protection is only on the cable, meaning the sphere is vulnerable. But have fun trying to hit it, and it's not like it's fragile, it is made to be a blunt instrument. Now, remember what I said about the Hyper Hammer? That it could be used in interesting ways if Amura had more time? Well, the Raider's got you covered. Due to being used in space, the Raider utilized its thrusters to make the hammer travel in unexpected angles. And paired with all of his other weapons that he still has access to while using this, it becomes a terrifying weapon and a pretty cool combo. It's kind of like a wired melee weapon that you can send out, then follow with doing anything else. It sounds like a really difficult weapon to use, however, it's very creative take on this weapon, and overall, pretty cool. And finally, we are heading to AD Anno Domini to Gundam 00, but not the anime, but a manga.
Wait, what?
Gundam 00F, or OOF for short.
Oof.
Now, in Gundam, we have the Gundam Astraea and the Astraea F2, which like the Raider got a handy amount of weapons, but the star of the show is the GN Hammer. Being the pilot Von Spake's favorite weapon, this has a few quirks to it. Starting off with something I'm not too sure about, it could be because this guy doesn't have an animation appearance, but this hammer seems smaller.
It kind of does, actually.
Some images are drawn or just how they're depicted, but from all the mobile suits we covered, they're roughly 18 meters. But of our various depictions, it just seems slightly smaller than the others. Or it could just be everything else he carries is big. Moving on, as a whole, we have a cool looking handle, and honestly my favorite handle out the bunch, connecting to the GN hammer via cable. But what's the difference? Well, for starters, it doesn't have the thrusters, but verniers, specifically GN verniers on the back. And like the Raider, due to it being used in space, it can change its trajectory and come at the enemy at unorthodox angles. This is all thanks to the cool looking handle that can send the signals. Focusing on the ball, we have these spikes, and they're not just normal spikes, no. They're made out of the same material that the 00 GN Swords 3 is made out of.
Wait,
Also,
what?
they release GN particles upon impact. These raw particles can mess with machines, making them all fuggy-wuggy, stunning and disabling the targets. And that's not all. Inside the ball, it has its own GN condenser. It's kind of like a GN battery, which can power the verniers and blades, and it will recharge itself when it connects back to its handle. But the real cream of the crop, the one thing that puts it above the rest, it's its use of the GN particles. Like I said prior, it does release it. However, GN particles have the ability to manipulate mass. As a result, it can make mobile suits, which are heavy, light, like the Virtue becoming close in weight to the Union flag. But in this case, it can manipulate the mass of the GN hammer, allowing it to hit much harder than it normally would, and delivering one hell of a concussive blow. And even if it doesn't shatter the armor of the mobile suit, like all the other hammers,
it's going on.
Still a
This
soft,
man.
squishy human inside. Now that's just the GN particles and the ball. Now take into account that it has those GN blades, and the thrusters, plus it leaves GN particles on impact. This is a very useful weapon.
It
and
is.
Australia uses it in combination with its other weapons, and it has a ton of them. Like, I mean, look at this thing, it's armed to the tooth. I can easily see why this is the pilot's favorite thing. It looks so much fun to use. And like the Raider, with the combination of its other weapons, it makes it less of just a goofy reference weapon and more of a practical one with a ton of utility. So finally, to wrap this up, we have two quick references to go over. First is from Gundam X, where in the hangar with the double X, we see weapons laid about. And what we see looks like a Gundam hammer, and this is known as the G hammer. It's noted to have a wire instead of a chain, and does have a cool looking handle. However, this is the only reference to it throughout the entire anime. And this is sadly due to Gundam X being cut in episodes, so they didn't get the time to show everything they wanted. But thankfully, in a model kit and video games, they do reference this weapon. And it's basically the Gundam hammer. There's nothing too unique or noteworthy about it besides it has a cable instead of a chain, and it has a neat looking hammer. But at least we get to see it in action. Next up is the G-Self in Gundam Reconquista, and this is an extremely brief one, because during a scene, we see Bell in the cockpit, and in the background we see the weapons that the G-Self has, and for a very short amount of time, we see something that looks like the Gundam hammer. And that's that. There's no more info. This doesn't appear in the rest of the anime, the movies, a video game, or any of the kits or figures. But for the lore junkies out there, this could mean that at one point, the G-Self used the Gundam hammer. And I would assume it's something like the Turn A's, where it looks like the Gundam hammer but has the thrusters, and this is just it having the combat data of this weapon, but the weapon's nowhere to be found. But that's it for today. It's a goofy weapon that just makes a brief appearance, and it's surprising how this weapon became a fan favorite and appears in numerous universes. And actually not really that surprising, it's pretty cool. But if there's one I missed, or if there's something similar you want to talk about, leave it down in the comments. Now I gotta say, out of all of them, I really like the Estrellas. It just has some cool concept and it'll probably be the most fun to use. But I am surprised that this weapon has not appeared in Iron-Blooded Orphans, or something similar. It just feels like that universe's vibe fits right at home with this thing.
It's true.
But anyways, if you're still here, and if you're still listening, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and until next time, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hope to see you in the next video.
Gundam Hammer!
Oh my lord. Alright, guys, if you like this kind of content, do like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know if there's any other thing you want me to check out. I am going through just about all the requests I have, so that way I don't have to worry about it for a while. Because if I don't, knowing me and how bad I am at keeping track of my, not track, but, you know, being, my time, then yeah. Anyway, guys, love you all. I'll see you all later. Take care, stay safe, be good people. If you want to help me, I'm doing a small donathon. Link in my Ko-Fi. For every $25, I will draw you something if that's what you guys want. Anyway, bye. Be good people, please. You already have enough bad people as is, but yeah, bye.